Welcome, thrill seekers and brave hearts. Today we plunge into a chilling horror tale that's sure to send shivers down your spine. If you're of the faint-hearted variety, this might be your cue to step away. But for the daring, prepare for a bone-chilling journey into the unknown. Remember, once you're in, there's no turning back. Ready? Let the horror unfold.
Ever felt a chill run down your spine on a lonely night? That's the question haunting me as I meander under the expanse of a moonless night. The hush around is so overwhelming, as if the universe is pausing, anticipating some events to unfold. The only sounds cutting through this disquieting calm are the sighing wind carrying the barely audible rustle of dry leaves and the far-off howl of a lone wolf. The night's symphony is a melody of isolation, yet for me, it becomes the backdrop of a nocturnal pursuit. There's this woman, a peculiar presence cavorting on the periphery of my vision, like a phantom refusing to be revealed. Her eyes, two lustrous orbs, are the sole features discernible in the pitch black. They emit a threatening luminescence, a signal in the darkness that runs a chill down my spine. No words her lips, she doesn't need them. Her silence screams louder than any spoken word. Faint rustle of her attire, the soft crunch of gravel beneath her, the nearly inaudible sound of her breath. They all speak of her constant presence. She's ever present, a step behind. Her existence is as enigmatic as her motives. It feels like she's a manifestation of the night itself, a silhouette chiseled from the darkness. There's a disturbing familiarity about her, a sense of déjà vu that sets my heart hammering, like a captive bird. She's akin to a ghost escaped from a long-forgotten dream, a specter that's broken free from my subconscious. I've made futile attempts to evade her, outpace her, lose her in the maze of deserted streets and shadowy lanes, but it's hopeless. She's a tireless pursuer, a faceless phantom that refuses to be deserted. As I tread, each stride seems to bring her nearer, each shadow seems to conceal her. The wind whispers caution in my ear, the night appears to darken with her existence. A feeling of impending disaster looms over me like a storm cloud. She was there, a phantom in the darkness, always just out of sight. Have you ever tried to escape your own shadow? It's a futile endeavor, much like my attempts to evade this spectral woman. My heart throbbed in my chest, a staccato rhythm of dread, as I wandered through the labyrinth of dark alleyways and deserted streets. The city, once a familiar haven, had morphed into an eerie, unending nightmare. The silence of the night was shattered intermittently by the rustling of dry leaves, a sound that seemed to mimic her silent footsteps. The whispering wind carried with it the distant howl of a lone wolf, a chilling symphony that amplified the terror coursing through my veins. Each sound, each gust of wind, each whispering leaf seemed to echo her presence, her relentless pursuit. Her eyes, gleaming like twin stars in the inky darkness, were always there, just a step behind me. I could feel their gaze, cold and penetrating, searing into my back. The sensation was akin to a shiver, a cold, prickly sensation that ran down my spine and made my skin crawl. It was as if her icy fingers were tracing an invisible path down my back, a chilling reminder of her inescapable presence. As I ventured deeper into the labyrinth, the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves filled my nostrils. The distinct earthy aroma seemed to be tainted with something else, something ominous, something sinister. It was her scent, a peculiar mixture of lilacs and something metallic, something that instinctively made me think of blood. Questions plagued my mind, each one more terrifying than the last. Was she a ghost, a figment of my overactive imagination? Or was she a witch, a creature of the night intent on casting her malevolent spell? Or was she something even more sinister, an entity that defied explanation and logic? The uncertainty was agonizing, each shadow, each rustle, each heartbeat bringing me closer to a horrifying revelation. With each step, the beat of my heart echoed in my ears, a grim reminder of the relentless pursuit. Ever wondered what lurks in the shadows when the lights go out? In the creeping darkness of the moonless nights, I found myself questioning the true nature of my faceless pursuer. Was she a ghost, her soul trapped in an endless cycle of torment? Or maybe a witch, her powers drawn from the moonless night itself? Or could she be something far more sinister, a creature born of shadows and fear, a specter of the night? With every uncertain step I took, the whispering wind seemed to carry her silent footsteps always one step behind. The rustling of dry leaves under my feet echoed through the silent streets, a constant reminder of her relentless pursuit. The distant howl of a lone wolf added an eerie soundtrack to my nocturnal stroll, a symphony of fear that played on my senses. The scent of damp earth and crisp autumn air filled my nostrils, a stark contrast to the cold shiver that ran down my spine. The beat of my heart quickened, matching the rhythm of my hurried steps. It was as if the very air had turned dense with suspense, each breath I took laden with the fear of the unknown. The woman remained an enigma, her eyes gleaming in the darkness, her silent footsteps a constant reminder of my unsettling uncertainty. Was she a harbinger of doom or a lost soul seeking redemption? Every shadow seemed to hold a secret. Every whisper of the wind carried an untold story. Are you ready to face your fears? My voice trembles as I pose the question, the echo of my words swallowed by the surrounding darkness. There I stood, in the heart of the night, the chilling wind whispering tales of dread into my ears. I could feel her, the mysterious woman, her silent footsteps always one step behind. The rustling of dry leaves under her feet sent a cold shiver down my spine. The distant howl of a lone wolf echoed my terror, the sound a haunting melody to the quickening beat of my heart. I turned, my breath hitching in my throat, my heart pounding like a drum. The moment of truth was upon me. The terror had been building, growing, intensifying with each passing second. It was a horror born not of the darkness, but of the unknown. Her figure was a silhouette against the backdrop of the moonless night. Her eyes, those gleaming orbs, bore into my soul, their gaze unblinking and unwavering. The sensation was paralyzing, a fear so profound that it threatened to consume me entirely. A gasp escaped my lips as a terrifying revelation washed over me. The woman, this faceless shadow that had haunted my nocturnal strolls, was not a ghost, not a witch, but something far more sinister. And then, in the glow of the streetlight, I saw her face.